Here, Ellie, hold up. I need to use my right hand. I can't really type with my left hand. Hold up. Let's switch. Let's switch. Oh, the water's cold, Ellie. Come on. Heat it. Drink your ice cube. Yeah, what's up? I get quite hyped today, but we'll find out. All right, just give me 1 sec. Almost done setting up. Open up my notepad. All right, we're gonna see how hyped we get today then. Bro, this shit's annoying me. Why can't I? There you go. Done. Ooh, that's a cold ice cube, Ellie. Careful. Hazy, I've missed a lot. Isn't Volume 3 crazy? Dude, Sand, it's so fucking wild, man. German Sparrow is like hands down, I think, my favorite character so far. Like, out of all the, like, Zoe Minguri personas, out of all the Klein personas, hands down, bro, German is, like, the best, dude. He's so fucking goated. Ah, wait, Ellie, dropped the ice cube. Give me a sec, give me a sec. You can't waste it. He's so fucking goated. He's so sick, dude. Now, oh my god, you're gonna drop the ice cube again. Now, here, let me just get the chapter ready. Give me 2 more seconds. Okay. Alright, there, that's it, Ellie. You finished it. GG. You finished your ice cube. Pop out chat. I know, right? It's fucking sick. And, like, I was telling them earlier, like, in the last chapter or so, like, the reason I like Admiral Quillingus so much was, like, primarily because of Creeping Hunger, and Klein's over here using Creeping Hunger. Like, he's using, like, probably hands down what was my favorite item in all of Volume 1, literally because it, like, it takes after, like, Shepherd abilities. So goated, bro. So sick. But here, let me do this quickly. We're gonna adjust this. And now... Hey, hey. Hi. Hey, you gotta say goodbye. Alright, you wanna go outside for a little bit? Hey, alright, I'm gonna stay. Hey, give me a kiss. I gotta go. Well, you gotta go. I gotta stay. Okay? I love you. Go. Here, hold on. Let me let her out. I put on my headphones. Just put this here. Volume 3 is just so entertaining. Yeah, a lot of people are saying Volume 3. Where's my phone? Here, give me a sec. I'll be right back. I think I left my phone outside. She's so silly, dude. My favorite is the Knits. I fucking love Sinitz, and oh my god, this is the Knits. I fucking love the Knits, man. He's so fucking funny, and he's really funny when he wants to be. Like, I feel like Cuttlefish is nailing the humor in this arc, like in this volume, even though like this volume, it feels a little bit more serious of like him out at sea being an adventurer and whatnot. Oh, let me turn on my fan. But I love the Knits, man. Like, literally, when he was dying, last chapter, I fucking believed he was gonna die. Ain't no fucking way, man. I literally believed he was dying, and I completely forgot fucking Klein had damage transfer. I got so fucking mad when I remembered. Well, I didn't remember. I got so fucking mad when he used damage transfer, and he's like, I was just waiting for you to finish. So fucking funny, dude. I love this volume. Yeah, I love this volume so far. I love their chemistry. It's kind of wild, though. Like, it's crazy, like, how scary the sea is, right? Like, we found the whole shit with, like, the King of Angels and, like, Mansi Harbor. Like, who knows, bro? What else is out there, bro? Like, it's wild. It's crazy seeing, like, how big the world is. Like, once you leave, like, the mainland, or, like, at least the northern continent. Dallas Peak Comedy, love that. I'm ready to see more, dude. Alright, let's make sure I get this ready. And we're going straight in. Give me one more. I just need 2 more minutes. Just start fixing my timestamps. Beautiful. I think what I could do... World building and ultimate peak. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what else is going to happen, bro. Now, hold up. Let me see if I can read in a slightly more comfortable position today. If I lean back... Can I use this? No. But it's so hard for me to use my left hand to scroll down. I could try, like, bro thinks the mainland is safe. I mean, I'm not saying it's safe, but it's like, out at sea is just as dangerous as, like, the mainland. Now, I feel like I'm really far away from my mic, so I probably shouldn't be, like, unless... Hold up. I'm experimenting with my setup right here. Unless I grab my candle. Right? Unless I grab my candle. Then I put my mic like this. I can balance everything right here on my armrest, and as long as I don't move, I won't drop it. Then, like, I'm gonna turn my PC monitor towards me a little bit. Hold up. I want to see if me reading in, like, a kind of more relaxed position. I want to see how I can read. Except the nits. Well, let's see, man. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen today. Oh, it's gonna be stupid. Don't want to do my timestamps. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to copy and paste. I have to go like this. Oh, ooh, I don't like this. Maybe this is probably not gonna work. We're gonna try one chapter leaning back. Yeah, we're just gonna try one chapter leaning back, and we're gonna see how it goes. If not, we'll go back. By the way, I almost missed a job interview because I checked in on your stream yesterday, so I gotta go right now. No, you go do that, Cammy. No, it's okay, bro. Don't worry, the streams will always be here. Good luck, Cammy. Yeah, dude, our book club wishes you nothing but the best of luck, okay? Go kill it, bro. You got this shit, bro. Lock in at the interview. Be like, well, actually, I've read like 2,000 plus chapters of Lord of Mysteries. So if you need somebody to peer review your stuff, I'm your man. It's like, or if you need somebody to read your analysis paper, or like whatever you need me to read, I'm your man. It's like, I'll read that shit in like an hour. Like, oh, it takes Madam Sharon like a week to read it. Like, I'll be done by the end of the day. You know, you just gotta show off that you can read quickly. All right, I'm gonna lean back for this chapter a little bit. I'm gonna see how I do. Just because I am a little bit tired, so I kind of want to like relax a bit. So let's see how it goes. All right. Are you guys ready today? Lord of the Mysteries. Chapter 520. It's called Admiral of Blood. You know who it is. You know what we're here to read. I'm sorry if I'm leaned back, but today we're reading Lord of the Mysteries. What happened yesterday? We saved the nits. And he's like dying on his deathbed. Like, why did you heal me earlier? It's like, that's courtesy. I was letting you finish. I'm telling you, dude, I love their chemistry. So I'm hoping we get more. I mean, you guys were saying I was gonna get a little hyped up this read through, so we'll see what happens. And by the way, thank you guys. Well, actually, hold up. I should probably lean forward. Actually, it's kind of hard to pause and play the video when I lean back, so I probably shouldn't lean back. Hold up, let me lean forward. This actually isn't gonna work. I need to have like a wireless mic. This isn't gonna work. Ugh, this is not gonna work. Lock in. I promise you'll get hyped. But let's see if I do this. I'm like trying to get comfy, but I fucking can't get comfy in this position. So this is gonna do. Sorry, I burped. I ate right before I went live. All right, where were we? I already forgot what I said. We're not gonna redo our intro. We just paused the video. I forgot where we were in our intro. We're only like 40. Well, I think our intro is basically about done. Oh, I remember. Thank you guys for putting yes or no on our membership only poll questionnaire. No. It wasn't a membership only questionnaire. So like, thank you guys for giving me feedback on making live streams after it ends, members only for like 2 to 3 days, and then at least maybe that way it's like we have like a slight incentive for members, and then that way we get more emojis. Feels weird and icky saying that, but thank you guys. And I saw Romero joined, I saw X joined, and I think somebody else joined recently too. So thank you guys. But for now, Lord of Mysteries. Let's see what happens today. You guys said I was gonna get hyped if I lock in, so that's exactly what we're gonna do today. In the next maybe 2.5 hours, right? We're gonna go like 2.5 hours. Yeah, exactly. That emote right there, username. Thank you, dude. Thank you guys. Okay, let me just do my timestamps. 1:39. Copy and paste. Okay. And then, what I should do just in case. German Sparrows on Twitch. I see you, dude. Thank you. Let me just drag my music playlist up here. And now we lock in. I'm really not trying to sound low energy. But, why is my closet open? Hold up. I got way too many bags, man. Oh my god, I got shit all over my room. I realized I'm not cleaning up my room because right when I get back, I go live right away. And then after I end stream, it's like, oh, I gotta do all my other stuff. And then I don't have time. My room is starting to get more cluttered back here. All right, but let's go. Hunt them. Wow, I almost butchered that first sentence. Hunt them, the Nit says subconsciously. When he We're not gonna butcher. We're literally like one paragraph in. Hold up, we gotta lock in. When he truly understood the meaning behind German Sparrow's words, he instantly became excited. He changed his seating posture and suppressed his voice. Is there anything I can help you with? As a qualified part-time pirate, we have half of TV privileges. You guys do have like slight TV privileges if you look back there. Yeah. I agree with you guys. You guys almost have full TV privileges. Is there anything I can help you with? As a qualified part-time pirate, he had nothing to do with the beautiful words such as tolerance, compassion, and love. Since he had nearly died at the hands of Steel Mavetti and now had the chance to take revenge, he definitely wouldn't miss it. He believed that he could survive in the pirate industry by relying on accurate grasp of the situation, knowing when to resist, when to fight for his life, when to feign ignorance, when seeing his enemies, and when to settle old scores. And now this was an opportunity. They're gonna team up already? Didn't type it together. Dude, he's excited, dude. You see, I think he's gonna fit perfectly with Klein, or I mean Mr. Bloodborne's crew, right? The Nit still couldn't make an accurate judgment of how powerful German Sparrow was, but judging from what he had taken care of the fallen Bishop Millet within 10 seconds... It was that quick? Taking care of the fallen Bishop Millet within 10 seconds? That was such a hype fight, and it only took 10 seconds. It was unlikely that it would be too difficult for him to deal with Stu Mavetti, even if he encountered Admiral Blood Sr., it wasn't impossible for him to win. Of course, this is a one-on-one situation, and pirates never talk about chivalry. The Nit thought to himself. Klein leaned forward a little and placed his elbows on his knees and clasped his hands. I've told you. What? The Nit felt that he was often unable to keep up with German Sparrow's train of thought. With regards to this, he could only console himself that a normal person and a madman were different. Seeing that the other party had stopped talking, he thought for a while and finally remembered what he had to do. Write down everything of Admiral of Blood and his pirate crew had done. German Sparrow definitely wants to know how many things they've plundered. Dennis quickly gathered his thoughts, rummaged around the room for a pen and paper, and scribbled a chunk of text. During this process, he was exceptionally glad that it was his left arm that was injured. When he was done writing, Klein reached out for it, read it carefully, and confirmed from the undetailed parts of Dennis' description that Admiral Blood was the most typical vile of pirates. Not only did they plunder, but they also abducted people, slaughtered crew members, and abused women. A pirate like the Nits actually knows how to write ancient Phasic. A pirate like the Nits actually knows how to write ancient Phasic. He's also been educated. I think he's gonna be a good Terror Club member. He did get insta-killed, right? I thought it was a longer fight. A well-educated part-time pirate. I think he's gonna make a good addition to the Turret Club, dude. What's up? What's up, bro? Maybe he can take part. His turret arcana can be something related to fire. The sun is taken, so there's probably something else related to it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Well, let's keep reading. After I find my place. A pirate like the Nits, he's been educated. After reminding to himself, Klein took out a copper penny and used divination to confirm the authenticity of the material. Then he said in a tone as though he was giving instructions on what to be eaten tomorrow morning, "Tell me about the Admiral Blood and his men. He needs more detailed information. Is he preparing to hunt them?" The Nits was delighted. He's so happy. The Nits was delighted, hating himself for not knowing enough. Admiral Blood Sr. suspected to be an evil pirate. Anyone who had encountered him had died in a bizarre death. Either they strangle themselves to death, blow their mouths up, hug bombs, or slaughter their companions. Captain said that it's the possession of an evil spirit. Maybe he's a spectator, like a high sequence spectator. Like he makes them do what he wants them to do. It's very similar to Miss Sharon's Beyond Her Powers. Wraith? Oh, no, that makes more sense. Like a wraith, you possess them. Klein didn't speak as he listened to the Nits go on in silence. Senior can make a terrible shriek. A shriek? Yeah, the last time I fought them, I was nearly knocked unconscious and fell off the deck and into the sea. I returned to favor and set one of their boats on fire. Oh, that was the fire off in the background, right? Senior knows a lot of undead magic, cruel, bloodthirsty, and full of despair. His targets can be male or female and even humanoid creatures. Consistent with the unrestrained nature of Rose's school of thought, yes, actually speaking, it's a trait of the prisoner pathway. Okay, all right, that makes sense. The highest probability is that he's a wraith. Klein nodded thoughtfully. And dude, he's going to be so easy for him to take off a wraith now. He has good vocabulary except for that word. Bro heard possession in the first pathway. He thought of a spectator. I know. Wait, hold up. I completely forgot Sheriff was a wraith. Or Sharon was a wraith. Well, like, because the last chapter, we found out that Audrey can now, like, subtly control people and make them do what they want on a very, like, subtle way. So I'm over here thinking, like, oh, maybe there's a similarity. And it's like that way he finds out what's, like, sequence 6 and 5 for her. Maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, it's probably wraith. Can spectator make people hurt themselves, though? That's more indirect. You're right, Paul. She did say it's very subtle. Unless it was like maybe a high sequence spectator, right? Maybe it'll be like the, what was it? The Dragon of Imagination Anklewell, right? Like he was just able to do things on the spot. And then, and then you had his son, right? Like the one that would make your nightmares come into reality. Maybe. Hold up, I'm getting off tangent. Let's get back on task. Senior knows a lot of undead magic, cruel, and I already read this, consistent with the unrestrained nature of the Rose School of Thought. Yes, actually speaking, it's a trait of the prisoner pathway. The highest probability is that he's a wraith. Klein nodded thoughtfully. In response, the Nits became more active and spoke a little faster. Our captain thinks that Senior has a very powerful mystical item on him, one that makes him very lucky. He always seems to gain the favor of the gods. For example, at a critical moment, his opponent will suddenly slip or have their powers fail. Another example is winning 21 bets in a row. A mystical item that can make someone lucky. Monster, right? Luck, a little bit of fate. This is very rare. It's from the monster pathway, or is it connected to some other evil spirit? Klein guessed based on his own knowledge of mysticism. I've never directly fought Senior, so that's all I know. The Nits wanted to throw his hands up, but when we stopped by the pain in his left arm, he was about 7 or 8 ships. His flagship is 3 of flesh and blood him. That's different from us. We mainly seek out treasure and wouldn't take it to anyone. Turn this up just a smidge. We mainly seek out treasure and wouldn't take in anyone, therefore we only have the golden dream. It's no wonder the Admiral Blood's bounty is much higher than Vice Admiral Iceberg, reaching 42,000 pounds. In terms of strength, he should be a bit stronger than Klein to immediately gain an understanding. He maintained the same posture as before, seemingly unaffected by intelligence regarding the Admiral Blood. What about his subordinates? The Nits was long prepared and he immediately said, Senior has 10 of his strongest men under his command. The first, second, third mates of the flagship and the captain of each ship. Steel Mavedi is the second mate of that flagship. We think he's a sequence 6. His body is like steel and is able to withstand bullets and cannonballs. That's literally like Merrick's description, right? When he said like, oh, as a zombie, he has like a steel body. And he's able to withstand like 5 to 6 bullets to the head. Right? I remember he did say that. He isn't afraid of fire, drowning, and various magics. He's strong as fast. He can rip his opponents apart. And he grasps a certain level of undead-related spells. He can summon zombies. Oh, yeah. And rear puppets? I'm sorry, is he sequence 5? Because Sharon did say sequence 5 was puppet, right? He can summon zombies and rear puppets. Zombies, claiming many thought of Merrick who played cards with zombies. Based on the Wraith traits of Admiral Blood Sr., can anybody assume that these pirates are actually part of the outer circle of the Rose School of Thought, or perhaps they're from an organization used to make money? It's a pity that I don't have a messenger, nor did I ask Miss Sharon if she had one. Otherwise, I could contact her and confirm Admiral Blood's identity. Klein guessed with some regret. He didn't give up just because this matter might involve the Rose School of Thought. In any case, he could change his face and identity afterwards. In addition, he had involved himself with the Aurora Order, the Demonist Sect, the Rose... Dude, the list just goes on. He had involved himself with the Aurora Order, the Demonist Sect, Rose Redemption, and Twilight Hermit Order. So he wasn't afraid of offending another entity. Like what's another fifth one, right? Wraith is 5. Wraith is 5. Oh! High sequence is puppet. Puppet zombies are used to mean the same thing in the sentence. Puppet. Oh, like a puppet zombie. Got it. It's used in the same connotation. Got it. Thank you. Okay, I get it. Actually, it's not like I've never fought. It's not like I've never fought against the Rose School of Thought. Technically, I've already killed a Wraith, a zombie, and a Wraith, and I've killed a Wraith, a zombie, and a Wraith. 2 Wraiths? And I've robbed the Scarlet Lunar Corona and biological poison bottle. Klein suddenly realized how much trouble he had been involved in. I'm sorry. I thought the Scarlet Lunar Corona went to Sharon or Merrick. I'm tripping. He has it. Oh. It's unlikely that Mavedi had any particularly powerful mystical item. Otherwise, I might not have been able to escape before. The net said, feeling somewhat relieved. Oh my god, hold up. Pause. Hold up. Holy shit, I gotta say my fucking theory before I forget. Hold up. I need to make a timestamp. Holy fucking shit. Drop what we're doing. Hold up. Super important. Holy fucking shit, I almost forgot. I literally almost forgot what I was saying because I was taking my notes. Let him cook. All right, here we go. You guys ready? All right, I was taking my notes. We passed 440, so we did all the lore on that part. And what's one thing I've always noticed, every time there's lore drop, it's always related to some character or something, like anytime there's foreshadowing, it's always related to like a pre-existing character that's been set up. All right, the chef is now in the kitchen. All right, here we go. I'm thinking, thank you, Scarlet Lunar Corona, because it reminded me of one thing. What does it do? It like, you know how like there's the moon, right? It like mimics a full moon ability or a red moon ability. Okay, I'm taking my notes. And Klein was like, shit, who is the primordial moon? All right. I remember vaguely when we were talking with Anime Wiz during our Volume 1 discussion, you guys showed us like the whole creation of like the whole Mythos world and whatnot. It had the moon on the top right. And then I'm like, hold the fuck up. Okay, hold up. Actually, hold the fuck up. I don't know how it connects. Hold up. I don't know how it connects it. This is literally where my brain went. Okay, the moon... It's one moon. We said it was like the eye of the true creator or the eye of the creator, right? Like, that's what the moon represents. The eye of the creator, Adamisio Primordial Moon. Adamisio, no, not Primordial Moon Theory. No. What I'm saying, bro, just making shit on the spot. No. So we have one eye of the true creator. And a guy was like, kind of confirming something. I don't know if I didn't read a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. He said something about like the true creator being the moon and one. I was like, no. Abby still confusing him. No. It's okay. We're not being confused. Like, we're still cooking. Hold up. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. It's weird whenever I say it out loud because I haven't put my thoughts in place. Point is, I think Amon is like the primordial moon, right? Because they said there's no sequence 0 beyond there that's taken the place of like the primordial moon, right? And then it's talked about how like there are people that believe in like the primordial moon but not Evernight herself. Do not confirm or deny. We will not confirm or deny. And you know why I'm fucking thinking that it might be Amon? What is he wearing? One monocle. He's not wearing 2. He's wearing 1, right? He's wearing 1. And then what do we learn? There's that one artifact that like you can see like the spiritual body, like the one bodyguard at the museum, right? So I'm like, oh shit, somebody said, Abby said something, so I will not look up. Do not look here. Wait, no. Do not look here. I'm not looking here. Don't worry. The message has been deleted. Point is, I'm thinking because Amon has one molecule eye, he can probably. I know the molecule he's wearing isn't the sealed. I know it's not the artifact. I know it's not the sealed artifact the guy wore at the Tinkin Museum or the Backland Museum, but he has one eye, and we know the moon represents the creator based on that whole mythos creation and whatnot, like how everything came from him. So I'm thinking, I'm locking in that Amon is part of the moon pathway, and his goal is to reach sequence 0 with whatever uniqueness trait he's going to get or acquire, and then he will take on the place of the primordial moon. If he's wearing 2 monocules, might as well wear glasses. You know what? That's actually another theory I've had. That the guy back in Backland and then Amon, they were like fused together. Like you take your spirit form and then you take the real form. You piece them together and the 2 monocules would make one. I do remember saying that. I think I put a short on that. But that's all I had to say. I literally just... how the fuck do I not start with that? I remember that, and I forgot to say it at the start of the video, but that's it. That's all I got. So let me find my place, and then we'll keep reading the chapter. I guess my glasses are monocules now? Yes, technically. It is 2 monocules put together. Alright, now let's continue. Now we can continue. That's it. Okay, let me do new timestamp. Resuming. Hold up. Resuming. Okay, we're good. Why the fuck are my caps? Alright, that's it. Okay, we're good. We're good. I found my place. Timestamps are corrected. That's all I got. That's all I had. That's all I had. I don't got anything else. Alright, let me find my place. Okay, I think I found my place. So let's continue. It's unlikely the Mavetti had any particularly powerful mystical out of him, otherwise I might have not been able to escape before. Danette said, feeling somewhat relieved at his luck, he had a bunch of puppets and zombies by his side, as well as several subordinates of sequence 7 or 8. As the second mate of flagship, he should have been the leader of the crew in the vicinity since he's here. We can consider hunting him first. Below the high sequences, once the number of Beyonders reaches a certain amount, a qualitative change will occur. With the combination of different abilities, it's possible for a group to defeat a Beyonder stronger than themselves. It's just like how a Nighthawk's team can definitely take down a sequence 6 or even a sequence 5. Klein didn't underestimate Steel Mavetti and his men just because he was stronger with creeping hunger. He was still as cautious as he was before. Damn. I have to plan and prepare as well. Well, the frequency bands and passcodes I receive from the White Sharks will come in handy, and once Magician's radio transceiver is delivered, I'll get Danitz to frequently monitor the frequency and see if we can glean any information, allowing me to go in quickly and reap the harvest. And I can take the advantage of this period to explore the possibility of true acting. Soon, Klein formulated a plan as he continued to listen to Danitz tell him about the rest of the Admiral Blood subordinate. After a while, when Danitz was finally done, he summarized enthusiastically. If Steel Mavetti can be killed, leaving my name behind, this matter will definitely go on the papers. Once it's spread, I will no longer need to worry about informing Captain whether he was kidnapped. He was afraid that a traitor was among their ranks and that all the points of contact in the Rorsted Archipelago were under the enemy's control. Therefore, he didn't dare to rashly make contact. He was still vexed over the problem of learning. Oh, okay, so he's worried if he alerts him. Easy, does this mean everyone who wears glasses is now an easy sight? Yes! You know what, Bulls? I think you're right. Does that mean everyone who wears glasses is now an easy... Yeah, they're all on the list, bro. They're all on the... Like, if we had, like, a whiteboard back here of, like, suspects... They would all be on the list. I feel, you know what? Unironically, I think we should get a suspect board. Like right here on the closet. We get a whiteboard, and then we can put like suspects or whatnot. Klein slowly stood up. That's not where we were. He actually has a brain. He's going to make a good addition to the Terror Club. I know it. Klein said, you're in charge of gathering information on all aspects of steel. All right, Danitz replied with a grim smile. Thinking of a bunch that had nearly pieced his heart in the evening, Klein slowly stood up and walked towards the window. It was dark outside with the howling winds and pouring rain. It looks like the end of the world had arrived. Thinking of what he was going to do next, he couldn't help but feel like he was acting in a certain sense. Smiling, he muttered to himself in a low voice, tonight... No freaking way he says that line. Tonight, Gurman joins the hunt. Oh my god! Oh, did you? Oh my! Oh, dude, hold up. Wait. Oh, dude. Come on. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I gotta play this before we read this. I swear, don't worry. Holy shit, dude. That... Oh, dude, I got fucking chills. Hold up. Oh my god, bro. I haven't seen this shit in 10 years. Let me film it, please.
Good hunter. To the hunter's helper.
Dude, it's been 10 years. Wow. Oh my god. Hold up. Alright, you guys ready? Oh shit. Wait, hold up. I gotta fucking pause this music. Hold up. Let me just play it before we read. This is literally what fucking Klein sounded like in my head. Alright. Alright, I found it. This is exactly what Klein sounds like in my head. Are you guys ready? Literally chat energy. You ready?
Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
Aura. Dude, hold up. I actually got chills, dude. That's so fucking hype. Ah! Oh my god. Am I saying it's not senior? It's center. Is it actually center? I've just been saying senior. Oh my god, dude. Klein is such a badass, bro. I lost my fucking place. I lost my fucking place. Where am I, dude? Where am I? Where is it? Gurman joins the hunt. Let me find my place. I literally... Oh, right here. I found my... Okay, I found my place. Tonight, Gurman joins the hunt. All right, let me play the music. Let's resume. City of Generosity, bam, in the Cathedral of the Waves. Alger? Okay, we'll Google it right now. Don't worry, I'll Google it right now. We only have like 2 pages left in this chapter. Alger Wilson, who had received the Sanguine's anesthetic gas, was about to sail out to the sea for another of the Wind-Blessed's main ingredients when he's summoned by the local diocese bishop. There have been rumors recently that Vice Admiral Iceberg received Death's Key. All the parts in... Shut up. Is Klein gonna go up against him? No shot, dude! Are you telling me Mr. Gurman Sparrow is going to go up against freaking Alger? Shut up! There is no shot that's gonna happen. All the parts in the Sonia Sea are aroused by this, the bishop said in a heavy voice, and... Shut up, dude! Investigate the matter. I mean, I know he doesn't exactly have it. But, like, now, like, both parties know about Death's Key. The Nitz knows about Death's Key. He keeps bringing up his captain. They're gonna come in contact at one point when they have Death's Key. Alder's gonna join the hunt. Oh my god, that's gonna be such a good fight. That better happen. I'm gonna be so mad if that doesn't happen. You guys are not saying anything, so we might be on something. He was an old man with a head full of white hair, but he was still... investigate this matter. He was an old man with a head full of white hair, but he was still as energetic as ever. His speech was even faster than the young man, as though he could charge at any moment and personally resolve all problems. His body was strong, his muscles bulging with his bishop robe. The wind howled around him as he breathed, but the air was moist. There are similar rumors every year, but they all end up being fake. Such rumors are commonly spread across the sea. Even if it's true, I don't have the right to be involved. There's no need to take the risk. I'll just go through the motions and skirt the edge of the matter. Alger muttered inwardly. Oh, bro. Teach him how to say Oh, it's Medici. It's not Medici. It's Medici. All right, my bad. Going for history student Klein to the hunter is crazy. Literally, it's kind of wild. He's come such a long way. He solemnly clenched his fist and stuck to his left breast. Yes, your excellency, may the storms be with you. Diocese Bishop Chojo was very pleased with Alger's attitude and returned to the same salute. May the storm be with you. The encouraged Alger Wilson quickly left the cathedral and returned to the square outside. The storm last night had subsided, and only the scattered leaves and water puddles on the ground remain as evidence of it coming. After taking a breath of after-rain fresh air, Alger decided to visit the few places where the pirates roamed. He planned to put on a show of working hard by trying to seek out information. If he were to meet a fellow with a bounty of a few £100s, he wouldn't mind apprehending the poor bastard. In his opinion, they were liquid cash flowing that could be added to his savings. Oh, he's definitely gonna run into the nits at some point. Oh yeah, I can already see the setup. Ooh, it's gonna be a good confrontation. Easy, be careful. Ellie suddenly has the Monica on her now. Oh shit, what the fuck? And then we like enter a boss encounter. All right, next timestamp. 22 minutes. 22 minutes. Oh yeah, we did go on a side tangent. All right, 22 minutes. 13 seconds. 521. Bold assumption. And today, we're going to play a new fighting OST if we get to that point, by the way. We have it ready. We have a new song that we're going to play. I think it's going to fit. I think it's going to fit. Oh, here we go. Next chapter. Chapter 521. I always forget to update this part. It's called Bold Assumption. On the ocean, pirates had three iconic common interests: liquor, woman, and gambling. Alger Wilson merely took out his silver pocket watch, flipped it open, and knew where he should go first. Just like that. At 11:15, the brothels and bars hadn't opened. Only the gambling dens would have easily gathered a bunch of people who wanted to make a fortune. Alger was more familiar with the port city than his tiny hometown. He proceeded without stopping at all while he navigated his way, smoothly turning at every corner until he arrived outside a casino that was located in a secluded alley. According to what he knew, the owner of the casino was a gang leader with a deep background. He had an inexplicable but indistinct connection with the important figure at the Governor General office. It was the first choice for any pirates to purchase and sell their stolen goods. Because of this, pirates often appeared here. They might exchange their loot for gold, pounds in the morning, but they would lose everything at night and get thrown out. Augur put out his thick brown coat, pressed down his cap, a piece of fashion wear that came from the mainland, and pushed open the half-closed door. Under the watchful gaze of the bouncers, he entered the casino. Casinos were prohibited within the Lonely Kingdom. They could only be attached to the bars and rooms, but in the kingdom's vast overseas colonies, not only were they illegal, but they were also a mainstay industry. Okay. Among them, Bayman, the Roasted Archipelago, and the Elith of East Balham were the most famous in the area. Many tycoons were specifically visited from backland with Mitsir Shire coat for a big day of gambling. Surveying the area, Alger saw a variety of card games as well as the dice-derived turntable games. As it was still early, there weren't many gamblers, and Alger quickly scanned them all. Suddenly, his eyes lit up and he instantly recognized the identity of a disguised person. He took off his hat, walked up to a Texas poker table, and patted his target's shoulders. He bent down and whispered in the man's ear, blazing. Denitz happened to flip through the corners of his cards with his right hand, so he almost jumped out of his skin from the slap and nearly sent a fireball towards the guy behind him. Oh, the plot chickens indeed. The plot... After he had been attacked by Stu Mavetti, he knew that he shouldn't seek out information with his true appearance, as he could be targeted by greedy pirates. Although most pirates weren't strong and didn't register as a threat to the nets, he still didn't want to reveal himself lest it set back the plan of hunting Stu Mavetti. However, to his surprise, the disguise he took great effort to don was exposed just an hour after he left home. He turned his head quickly to the side and glanced through the corner of his eyes at the person who had greeted him. When he saw the signature seaweed-like dark blue hair, the Nits relaxed a little and turned to oversee if the other players had heard the greeting. The gamblers were all carefully studying their hidden cards, either folding or continuing, with none of them paying attention to what was happening over their side. Why are you here? The Nits asked casually. He did it. He said chickens. Bet. We'll probably say it again. Alger can whoop the Nits ass with one hand now that I think about it. I mean, we'll see. He has to like fully digest the potion before we get to that point, Haley. Well, right? Maybe. He and Alger had met at the previous private meet, and he knew that the other party had a ghost ship and a dozen sailors. He and Alger had they've met at the previous pirate meet? What? And he knew that the other party had a ghost ship and a dozen sailors. I'm sorry, did they meet up when Alger was trying to find ingredients in the last volume? Or when he was trying to sell stuff for the world, right? He was quite a powerful but unknown fellow. According to Vice Admiral Iceberg's judgment, if such a small and weak pirate crew was able to retain an ancient ghost ship, it means that they were backed by a powerful faction. Oh, if only they knew. Perhaps they were members of the Church of Storms, or perhaps they were related to a particular pirate king or a secret organization. They usually disguised themselves as ordinary pirates and gathered information for... This is such a cool-ass encounter, bro. This is such a cool encounter. Like, hey, you want to help me take down a certain pirate? It's like, I got a companion with me right now. They usually disguise themselves as ordinary pirates and gather information who they were really loyal to. It was easy to wipe any traces of themselves clean at scheduled times, and at times do things inconvenient for the power backing them. For example, silencing others or plundering certain special items. There were quite a few pirate crews like this, and no one was particularly bothered at such matters. Alger pulled over a nearby chair and sat down. He tilted his head and asked in a low voice, "Oh, shut up. Is this also going to be an Alger volume?" Alger's 2 or 3 options: Church of Storms and Secret Organization. I don't know what's the third option, D. Hold up. Yes, but those are the 2 options that people will speculate, right? Algar pulled over a nearby chair and sat down. He tilted his head and asked in a low voice, I heard that your captain obtained Death's Key. Danit snorted with a laugh. I thought you had a brain, but you've disappointed me. How can such a thing be so easily obtained? We'll definitely sell it if you want to hit and offer it at a decent price. How about it? Do you want to consider this deal? Algar casually said, perhaps it has other secrets. Maybe some of them wants to deal with your captain? Who knows? Danit says dog shit a lot, bro. The third is a pirate. Oh, you're right. The third is a pirate king. You're right. They did just say that. Or he's backed by or like he's a member backed by a pirate king. Who knows? Anyone by his new hand, the Nits cursed out loud. Then he suppressed his voice and said, that thing doesn't seem like a creation made by humans. So it's definitely Death's Key. It might belong to the giants or devils. Creation. Your Captain Stone insists on teaching language to all of you. Algar asked with amusement. The rumor was that Vice Admiral Iceberg was a woman who was very strict when it came to knowledge. She couldn't stand the sight of a bunch of illiterate under her command. So every day on the Golden Dream, there was a class of general knowledge and reading. And every day she forced the crew to take turns participating. Wishing he could forget it, Danit said, it's much more difficult than fighting. Because of this, we're usually unable to recruit enough crew members. Every time we dock at the port to resupply, there would be people who resign. He didn't continue with the topic. Looking at the dealer, he said to himself, help me keep an eye out for Steele's whereabouts. Steele, Mavetti, Admiral of Blood, Secret Maid. Algar looked... Oh, shut up. Is this why you guys were telling me to get hyped? Stop it. If the three of them team up against Mavetti, I'm gonna lose my shit, dude. Steele, Mavetti, Admiral Blood's second mate. Algar looked down at Blade. I gotta shut up. I'm getting too excited. The last time I thought Clang was gonna team up with a former member, it didn't happen. Okay, hold up. I'm not gonna get excited. Hold up. I gotta chill. I'm speculating way too much. Steele, Mavetti, Admiral Blood's second mate. Algar looked down at Blazing Sun's left arm, which was slightly propped up from a splint, and asked, "Were you attacked for the key? Wait, pirates with an education? Ain't no way, dude. Fuck. I don't mean F you guys, but fuck you guys. If it happens, if Klein teams up with Algar in any way, shape, or form, this is literally going to be the best volume at this point. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Like, no matter how good or bad Volume 3 ends, I know it's not gonna be a bad ending. Everybody says every volume is a goated ending, but if they team up in any shape, way, or form, this is going to be the best volume. And I am saying this from a completely biased point of view. I hope it happens, dude. Admiral Blood's second mate. You know, I can't get too excited. I'm telling you, last time I got this excited, he literally just left Leonard, and they did not team up for the Apostle, man. I was so mad. Algar looked down at Blazing Sun's left arm, which was slightly propped up with a splint, and asked, "Were you attacked for the key?" His brain had already been eaten by his zombies, the net stressed. You want to seek revenge on him? Oh, it's gonna happen. All you could guess from the other's tone and regrets. The Nit smiled without reply, looking as though he was concentrating on his new hidden card, German Sparrow. Ooh, Algar, dude, it's gonna be a good chapter. Ooh, it's gonna be good. Algar thought for a moment before saying, "The last time your captain appeared was 7 days ago near Sonia Island. This was confirmed by telegram." They did go to the Sonia Island for the meeting. This was confirmed by telegram. The Golden Dream... No, never mind. Think of something else. The Golden Dream wouldn't arrive in Bayham that quickly. Do you have a new helper? If it's just you alone, then you aren't a match for Still, even if he were alone. And as you know, he's always intended to... Oh, dude, wait a fucking second. Algar's gonna... Oh, my God. Algar's gonna realize he has creeping hunger. Whoa! Oh! And then you know what he's gonna think? Oh, my God. He's gonna be like... German Sparrow is the... He's one of the fool's believers. Oh, and if they had their code, Algar would have like suddenly done the code, you know, or like, you know, like a Naruto like ninjutsu clone. And then if like German Sparrow did it back, he'd be like, holy shit, he's a believer. Oh, I dropped my fucking mic. Oh shit, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Please tell me our mic is still connected. Our mic is connected. Oh, I'm getting way too excited. I lost my place, bro. It's taking us so fucking long to read today, but it's chill. We're getting way too excited. The mic, The mic sound, your mic is, yeah, the mic saved, but I think I lowered the volume. Oh yeah, I definitely lowered the volume. No, okay, we're chill. Bro, so I'm getting too fucking hyped up and nothing has happened. They're literally just talking at a poker game. This is literally the best poker game conversation I've ever seen, bro. Bro is hyping himself up out of nowhere. And it's not gonna fucking happen. I'm speculating way too much. Let me find my fucking place, dude. Where the fuck am I? Son of a bitch. Where am I? I wouldn't know. Someone, you wouldn't know. Augur from up the last time you're captain. Shit, do you, oh, right, found my place. Do you have a new helper? If it's just you alone, then you aren't a match for Steel, even if he were alone. And as you know, I read that so wrong. And as you know, he always attended to be by a crowd. Towards Augur's question, the Knit's response was to throw out a chip. Call. Who is it? Oh, dude. Klein versus Leonard type of shit. And I was so mad. I thought they were literally going to face off against each other. Or team up against the Demon Apostle. Like, I thought they were going to team up against the Demon Apostle and then fight each other. Did not happen. And I got so hyped up for nothing. Buy some more ingredients? Dude, X, thank you. We will definitely buy more ingredients. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much, man. By the way, dude, it's completely optional. You guys don't have to do that. But thank you for showing love, man. Thank you. You guys ready? Dude, if they don't team up after that, I'm gonna be so mad, bro. If they do not team up against Steel Mavetti, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Chad, you've earned yourself a Chad point, dude. I wouldn't know as I keep losing my place. Who is it? Olga first assumed that the Knit's attitude was a tactic agreement. He pinned his hopes by asking since it was a riskless endeavor. The Knit stared at exposed cards and answered simply, you wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Someone who has the strength to deal with Steel Mavetti should be someone with a little fame at sea regardless. Ooh, it's a believer, bro. Of it, they're a pioneer adventurer unless they belong to a specific secret organization or it's their first time traveling the seas. Of course, it's also possible that the Knits doesn't wish to answer for free of exposing a secret. That's most probable. Someone belonging to a particular organization, first time traveling the seas with the strength to deal with Steel Mavetti. Olger looked up slightly and he suddenly had a bold guess. He tapped on the edge of the table and asked if he were chatting about the weather. Was Banshee Harbor fun? He emphasized the word fun. Oh, it's gonna be sick, dude. Oh, it's gonna be so good. The Knits turned his head in surprise and blurted out, how did you know? He believed that with the Church of Storms style, it was impossible for it to air dirty linen. Furthermore, the passengers of the Whitegate had just arrived last night. The people who had witnessed the developments had all signed a confidential agreement, so how could the news spread so quickly? Wait till he joins the Terror Club. When the Knits joins the Terror Club, he's gonna find out why. Olger smiled without answering. At this moment, he understood the value of Emperor Rizzo's words. Boldly hypothesize and carefully verify. The Knits put away his winning and muttered, it's no big deal. There was a reveal of some ancient customs that led to the fall of a Storm Bishop. As expected, Olger chuckled and said, I'll help you. Ah, shut up. I'll help you keep an eye out for Steel, but how can I contact you? Huh? 50. Oh my god. It's gonna be so sick. This is why you guys told me, like, oh, today's stream might be kind of hype, huh? I didn't know you can reply to these. Pretty cool. I didn't know that either. That's cool, dude. Huh. 15 Amherst Avenue in an unoccupied house. Write the information on a piece of paper and throw it in. The Knits answered hesitantly. Olger nodded and stood up while patting blazing the Knits on the shoulder. Don't forget my payment. He turned around and walked towards the door. Watching the captain of the ghost ship depart, the Knits could help but grumble. This fellow isn't bad. However, I have to leave this place too. He couldn't quite trust Olger. Dude, when he joins the Terror Club, he's going to trust them. Perhaps in a few minutes, he might lead Steel Mavetti and his pirates to rush over. Olger leaving the casino, Olger, who was always wearing a pair of local baggy pantaloons, strolled down the street. He entered a department store and found a counter. He smiled and took out a handful of bronze pennies. Give me a deck of tarot cards. While he was waiting, he leisurely thought of a question. What is the blessed of Mr. Fool doing at this time? Come on. What is the blessed of Mr. Fool doing at this time? Like, oh, he's literally on the same island you are. In Old John's restaurant, Klein watched as the waiter placed a plate of grilled fish in front of him. It was wrapped with something that looked like straw and covered with all sorts of spices, some of which he didn't recognize. The strong aroma seeped into Klein's nose and greatly enhanced his salivation, as expected of the Spice Archipelago. Klein was about to pick up his knife and fork when he saw the waiter place two things resembling tree branches on his plate. Chopsticks! Klein was shocked. Then he quickly locked onto the suspect, Roselle Gustave. This is the kind of color... I can't read. This is the kind of cutlery you have to use when eating grilled stickleback? It said that Emperor Rizal gained inspiration from the customs of the elves, the waiter introduced. The custom of the elves, they are indeed a race that likes cooking and eating delicacies. Or rather, it's purely an excuse Rizal came up with. Klein guessed largely at a result of his understanding of that particular person's character. In the morning, he had gone to a few church hospitals in Bayam to provide hospice care for some dying people, to help them fulfill their wishes and to engage in a deeper level of acting, but he had failed to find a suitable target. This wasn't to say that no one died in the hospital, but rather it was that they all had relatives who either accompanied them or had witnessed their death. There was no possibility of disguising himself as the deceased apart from giving people a fright. I'll head to the bar where the adventurers gather. There should be many foreigners who might die in a dark corner like stray dogs in order to pursue wealth at sea, while their families might never hear of them again. Klein suppressed his thoughts and focused on his delicious food. Damn, that was kind of dark. All right, next chapter. I better see an encounter this stream. I won't be so mad if it doesn't happen. I'm gonna be so mad if there is no encounter. If there's no specific encounter that we've been waiting for a really long time. That encounter could have happened in Volume 1, but it didn't. I'm hoping it happens. It didn't happen in Volume 2, but it's definitely happening in Volume 3. Like, there's no shot. It literally doesn't happen. Like, the sea might be a big place, but you know what? There's no such thing as a coincidental encounter. The chicken and the plot are already fusing at this point. They are, man. They are converging right now, dude. All right, let's update this. Beautiful. We're going straight in next chapter. Straight into the next chapter. Chapter 522. 522. We've come a long way. It's called Colony. The quality of the Sickleback's meat was certainly not as good as that of a Murloc meat, but the spices synergized to form a clear layered flavors which Klein was rather delighted to have tasted. He just couldn't stop himself from eating after the first bite. Actually, there are some local beyonders who wish to leave this dangerous circle and lead a normal life. It's completely possible for them to head to Backland and open a roasted cuisine restaurant, selling grilled fish as their specialty. With the city's acceptance for many things, their business would definitely wouldn't be bad. The only problem is that many spices aren't as cheap as they are here. The cost would be very high, and the location had to be chosen to cater to the target group. Klein put down his rather crude chopsticks and wiped his mouth with a napkin, letting his mind wander. In his view, commoners were unable to find the means to get rich, mostly because they didn't have enough vision. However, one's vision was also limited by the education they received and their daily experiences. Bound by the social class, it was really hard to escape from it and break through the limitation. The most effective way was to strive for a higher level of education, and the second was to take risks and head out on an adventure. Of course, the risk was huge, and many people vanished silently while taking this path. Klein spent 2 sola and 5 pence for this meat, which wasn't cheap, but he had always been willing to spend money on good food. Besides his main expenses, he had been paid for by Denitz recently. Yeah, he did tell him to pay for it, right? Pulling at his collar, putting on his hat, and holding his black cane, he walked out of the old John's restaurant just in time to see a police officer driving a tramp out on the street. The natives of the Roasted Archipelago had darker skin than the people of the southern continent. It was close to the kind of bronze which was often a result of exposure to the sun. Their hair was mostly dark and naturally curled ever so slightly. They were quite different from the colonists from the Loan Kingdom. It had been less than 50 years since the place had been completely colonized. At first, Loan had worked with the local kings and chieftains under the name of the Central Sonia Company to extract economic benefits, but later the management of the company quickly fell into corruption as they fought for power, even provoking the enemy for personal gain by they literally made them start a war. By starting a war, what was even more absurd was that they would report each other, claiming that their competitors had received bribes. Wow. With regards to this, they would find a member of parliament backing them. During parliamentary hearings, they would attack each other, something that nearly resulted in suits. We'll find out what suits mean at the end of this chapter. The natives would never have imagined that the powerful figures who could make their kings and chiefs bend over, kiss the soles of their shoes, and deliver carts and carts of gifts were actually unimportant people who weren't even members of the parliament in Backland. Although most of them came from noble families, they were at the end of the line of any inheritance rights. After the dispute, the kings of the prime minister agreed to redeem the stock, shut down the Central Sonia Company, and send their fleet and troops to take over the Roasted Archipelago in full force, bringing them under true colonial rule. At present, the archipelago was governed by the Governor General offices, parliaments, and the courts. The upper echelons were all Loanese, and some of the middle-ranking personnel personnel were members of the parliament and court magistrates who were the descendants of the original kings and chieftains. As for the low-ranking positions, they were open to educated natives of the region. This included police officers below that of superintendents. It was a native policeman who was driving off the tramp with a baton, and his target similar was of a distinct roasted descent. As soon as the policeman saw Klein in his double-breasted frock coat, half-top hat, and black civilized cane, he immediately put away his baton, straightened up, held his feet together, and saluted. "Good afternoon, sir. How may I help you?" Client felt mixed emotions as he gently nodded. "Are there no carriages here?" "According to the regulations of the government general offices, carriages aren't allowed to enter the street. You'll have to walk to the street ahead," the policeman explained with both fear and enthusiasm. "Thank you," Klein casually praised him. "You speak good Loanese." The policeman was so pleasantly surprised that he became excited. I think that this is an essential quality that a good policeman should possess." He originally wanted to say that he felt that he was too Loanese, but he was afraid that the gentleman across him would end up angry. Klein secretly sighed and slowly walked to the corner of the street. Along the way, he saw that the local style of the clothing was very different from that of the mainland cities, such as Backland and Tingen. It was even more different from ports such as Demir and Bansi, which had been colonized for more than 200 years. A decent man from Lowen, dressed in a formal suit, wearing a top hat and a tie, and holding onto a civilized cane, that has made people around him subservient, afraid to look at him in an eye or torch him. The rest of the natives are mixed bloods, likely matched a thick jacket with baggy pants, along with a cap from the mainland. They didn't like black, and they were preferred by the colors brown. What kind of color is this? Tawny and light gray. To Klein, this was indeed a little strange, but it also gave him a feeling of coming to a foreign country. Of course, the natives of higher standings and those of mixed blood also mimicked the dressing style of Lowen, believing that this was a sign of civilization. 2 p.m., Swordfish Bar, accepting gathering spot for adventurers. There weren't many customs, so Klein easily made his way through the tables of the bar. He discovered that what was different from the other places was that there was 3 blackboards on the side of the bar that were supported by wooden shelves. Sitting on them were yellowing notices in white with a variety of content, strange and varied. Some were hiring bodyguards, some were seeking help and finding people, some were investigating the situation of a particular island, and some were offering high reward for the heads of a particular pirate, while others claimed that they had obtained a treasure map and wanted to form a team. In short, the affairs have been divided up between the private detectives and security companies in the Lowen Kingdom still belonging to the adventurers here. A glaze, a Zarhar, Klein tapped the surface of the bar counter. It was a local malt beer, cheap and tasty with a unique taste. It was loved by the adventurers, something Klein had learned from Blazing the Knits. 3 pence. The bartender casually glanced at the customer, now showing a change in his attitude because of the stranger's unfamiliar face. With beer in his hand, Klein sat in a high chair in front of the bar, sipped bit by bit, and he quietly listened to the drinkers around him. Through their conversations, he searched for a worthy target. After nearly an hour, when the number of people were in the bar increased, Klein finally heard something that might be useful. His spirit was jolted, and he became increasingly focused. There were 4 people sitting at the table less than 3 meters away from him. They were feeling sorry for a man named Went. I always thought of Went was out to sea. I didn't expect him to be at home. He's very sick. Oh, that's a flashbang from outside. So if I had knocked onto the door 2 days earlier, he would have died. He wouldn't have died. You don't know how terrifying the room was. Mushrooms were growing on his body in huge swaths of white. Wait, what? Mushrooms? What the fuck did we just read? I always thought Went was out at sea. I didn't expect him to be at home. He's very sick. Sigh. If I had knocked on his door 2 days earlier, he wouldn't have died. You don't know how terrifying the room was. Mushrooms were growing on his body in huge swaths of white. Oh, shit. Dog shit. There's the vocabulary. Stop it. Can you see I'm eating sausages? Like, dude, can you shut up? You're ruining my meal. Hold up, dude. Like, all these mushrooms... it has to have something to do with like the plantar pathway. Like it has something to do with that, bro. Yo, thank you for spamming Ellie emotes. Quick plug if you want to use those emotes. That's $1, and then we get more, and then we can add more Ellie emotes. Mushrooms, it has to be related to like a plantar pathway, bro. Like it has to be, right? And that's me like remembering that freaking plantar was a pathway. But let's see. Let's keep reading. Yes, yes, yes. Went's room was filled with bugs, moths, flies, butterflies, bees, and cockroaches. Holy lords of storms. I couldn't believe that this was a place where humans can live. Even the police who came here later were stunned. As the conversation passed into his ears, Klein slightly frowned, feeling that Went's death wasn't normal. Within a few days of his death, his corpse was already filled with mushrooms and insects were crawling all over the room. Add a Ellie wearing monocle emote. We do have one. Don't worry, it's not a spoiler. I think we do have a fan art of that. Right? Yeah, I do have one. We can add one. Yeah, like literally if you guys look up here, there is a fan art of Ellie with a monocle that someone made. So we can definitely add it. Look, right there, she's wearing one. Yeah, like you'll see it. There, I do have one of her, so I can definitely add that if you guys want that. Yeah, I mean we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely add one with Ellie with a monocle. Because I got one. I got one there. I got a fan art that we can turn into one. Something beyond related was such an anomaly. The police would definitely report the matter to the mandated punchers team. It sounds like it happened 3 or 4 days ago. The things that needed to be taken care of should have been dealt with already. Klein seriously considered whether he should pay a visit to take a look. At the very least, the man called Went was a lone adventurer in Bayam. None of his peers wished to help him transmit the news of his death. After listening for a long time, he gained a rough idea of where the place Went rented was. It was at the nearby 47 Black Horn Street. Having finished drinking the last strap of the Zarhar beer, Klein put on his hat, left the bar, and headed for the apartment. After entering the door, he half closed his eyes and murmured to himself, "The room that recently had someone die in." He repeated the statement 7 times in a row, used his cane to quickly and easily arrive outside the room where Went used to live. It hadn't been rented out yet, and the anomaly inside had already been dealt with. There seems to be nothing wrong with it. Klein put away the note he had used to open the door. He locked the door behind him and walked around carefully. After confirming the situation, he took out exact essential oils, herbs, powders, and special candles, and he quickly set up a spirit channeling ritual in front of the bed. Although it had been several days, making it only possible for him to obtain the most superficial, disjointed, and remnant bits of information, Klein thought that it was better to have some than nothing. Without a doubt, he prayed to himself and entered the space above the gray fog. He responded and gave himself the power to channel the spirits. The flame of the candle suddenly soared, tinged with a ghostly blue as it swayed. Klein only felt everything fall silent as if he had entered a realm that didn't belong to reality. His pupils were completely black and even the whites of his eyes had been expelled. He no longer needed to use the technique of dream divination. What? He no longer needed to use the technique of dream divination. Having advanced to Faceless with the help of the gray fog that made an initial entry into the real world, he was able to directly... So fucking cool, dude. Literally just auto... Like, he had auto divination, now he has auto dream divination. He was able to directly see the lingering spirituality of Went, a will that refused to dissipate. There were 3 scenes. One was a tall, thin, dark, curly-haired, sharp-featured Went coming to the body of a discarded corpse, astonished to see a glimmer from it before it condensed into a green gem filled with the aura of vitality. The second scene was of Went lying on his bed with his eyes closed, his mouth slightly open. His skin was covered with... I'm sorry, is Amon gonna come into this whole scene here or not yet? Because we know we have been seeing Beware of Mushrooms. His skin was covered with mushrooms of all kinds. The surrounding cockroaches and mouth pawed onto each other, and on his chest a silver necklace embedded with the same green gem from before. The third scene was of a pretty girl with flaxen colored hair sitting at the edge of the sea with her eyes slightly moist. Lingering around her was Wen's reluctant voice. "Rani, I'm about to die. I'm really regretful that I never told you that I love you. I want you to marry me." The picture shattered and the spirit channeling came to an end. Klein looked around and saw that the house was still dark and gloomy. This fellow is truly unlucky. Klein shook his head and sighed. He already had a rough idea of the cause of Went's death, his random act of picking up something. The vast majority of Beyonders didn't know about the law of Beyonder characteristics of conversation and indestructibility. What was it? And they had never thought that the deceased of their kind would be able to release a characteristic that could become ingredient. As this process was relatively slow, it was easy for them to be missed. Therefore, after killing a Beyonder, they would usually search the corpse and throw it away, making it partially like Went to look out or some other creatures at the bottom of the sea or in the wilderness. Oh! That's true. There's probably like a shitload of Beyonder characteristics at like the bottom of the sea. Went And that's another reason why there are less and less Beyonders as the years go by, right? Because like there's no way for people to claim them. Went didn't know that it was a Beyonder characteristic, and he hadn't thought that it would be a magical gem. Thus, he made a necklace. He made a necklace and kept it close to his body. Slowly, oh shit! Slowly, he was corrupted by the influence and died of agony. Oh, it like slowly corrupted him over time. Oh. Oh, wait, so we're getting the author note on that word that I had no idea. This is a British East India Company did in India. As expected of a bureaucratic empire, it has everything you need in this area. I nearly laughed myself to death when doing the research. Oh, when he was like researching on what it was. All right, well, let's keep reading. Next chapter. Honestly, that's a sad way to go out. Like, you just never knew you were holding like a bionic characteristic around your neck. And like over the years, it just like freaking causes you agony and like you die a miserable death. That's a sad way to go out. It's like a slow and painful death. Damn. That's sad, dude. That's sad. All right. Next chapter. Cooperate. Oh, fuck you. No fucking shot. No. No fucking way. There's no way. The Beyonder world is dangerous, dude. But dude, speaking of dangerous, you know what's gonna be a dangerous ass fucking trio? In this chapter. Because it's called Cooperation. So you know who's gonna team up. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Chapter 523 is called Cooperation. They better team up. They better team up. I'll be so mad if it doesn't happen. By the time he left 47 Blackthorn Street, Klein had figured out Went's general situation. He had disguised himself as a police officer and learned from Went's neighbors. Say Meme Island, this island at the farthest end of the Roasted Archipelago from Baymond. I'll take 4 to 5 hours to get there by Liner. I'm gonna have to look up what's Liner. This is gonna be a good chapter, dude. Look at you guys not trying to say anything. Come on, man. You know it and I know it. They're definitely teaming up. And there are only 2 trips a day at 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. respectively. Went's parents are long dead and he has no relatives. The only person involved is a girl he just can't forget, Rani. Rani. She's just a perfect target for my first performance of acting as someone else. But just thinking about how I need to confess on Went's behalf, it feels so awkward. If this girl agrees, damn, how am I supposed to wrap things up? Klein thought with a troubled expression. He tried to recall the novels he had read and the movies and TV dramas he had watched, hoping for the most perfect solution. Soon he had a general idea of what to do, stabilizing his mood in the process. His thoughts began to drift towards the matter regarding Steel Mulvety. I hope Miss Magician will get a radio transceiver as soon as possible. Klein sighed silently and got onto the rental carriage. Linear are both that relays 2 islands. Oh, like a linear. Okay. So it's like a direct path between 2 islands. Got it. Why are we with Backlund, bro? Can we like have them team up already or nah? Backlund sure would borrow. Force opened a letter Shield had brought. It came from the science fiction novelist Avili, who was pleased to share that Mam Wall, the future development and applications of radio technology. Forrest directly skipped over the beginning and middle contents. Her eyes swept over to the end. He introduced 3 types with detailed addresses and approximate prices. The most expensive, just £12. Forrest nodded slightly, feeling that this wasn't a very important business transaction. She suddenly felt her self-esteem was a little inflated, perhaps because she no longer seen so many hundreds of thousands of pounds transactions in the Tarot Club. She no longer paid much notice to anything in the range of £10. Mr. World has resources and finances. In the future, I might need to buy items from him or sell things I don't need. Yes, I'll just add postage, my transportation costs, and the price of materials expanded from the ritual to the original price. Forrest made up her mind quickly and subconsciously looked out the window. Backland was still gloomy and dark with the light drizzling pattern down. However, fog wasn't as thick as it was before. I wonder when I'll receive the Spirit Eater stomach pouch from the sun. Forrest couldn't wait in advance. In the Berg, oh shit, we're going with everybody right now. What's everybody up to? In the Berg household in the City of Silver, having already prepared the Spirit Eater stomach pouch and the materials Mr. Hangman wished to acquire, Derek was in no hurry to sacrifice them to Mr. Full. He planned to wait a little longer until the chief was leading an expedition team or was presiding over a particular sacrificial ritual before making an attempt. This is the safest and most reliable way. Yes, be careful, be cautious. Derek reminded himself before flipping open a Giant King's Court book of Black Rock hand-copied edition. Recently, he had been reading this ancient tomb from it, he was able to understand some of the faces of the Giant King's court of ancient times. According to the ancient tomb, it was a court of God. Time seemed to have frozen there, as though it was suspended in eternal dusk. All buildings were extremely grand and magical, even reaching into the clouds. Wait, what's going on? Humans who walked inside were exceptionally small, and they revered the owner of this scene from the bottom of their hearts. Backland, Hilson Borough, Waymandy's house. After listening to an explanation, Emlyn White... We're literally going through every Terror Club member. After listening to an explanation, Emlyn White combed his hair with his hand and intentionally asked, Lord Baron, I forgot where I heard it from, but there was a very famous city named the City of Silver during the Second Epoch or in the early half of the Third Epoch. Waymandy was a vampire baron who exceeded 200 years. He didn't look old, and he instead looked like a mature gentleman in his early 30s. His black hair was neatly combed back, and he was wearing a dark red cotton shirt with a brown pipe in his hand. As he enjoyed the warmth of the fireplace, and he said, "A description of the Giant King Armir court." Oh, I thought he was seeing it. Okay, it was just a description of his court. Got it. Thank you. Thank you, D. I lost my place. He said, thoughtfully, "No, at least in my memory, there's no City of Silver before the Cataclysm." Before Emlyn could even revel in his joy, Waymini went on to saying himself, "But there was a Kingdom of Silver which was originally ruled by the Giant Kings of..." Oh, shit. Before Emlyn can even revel in his joy, Waymini went on to say to himself, I lost my place. Shit. He planned to wait a little longer. Bro, did I lose my place? I did. Oh, there was a Kingdom of Silver which was originally ruled by the... The stream crashed. Hold up. We're back. We're back. Sorry, stream crashed. Stream crashed, but we're good. We good? Okay, yeah, it said it crashed on my end. It looked like it was just buffering and loading. All right, but let's keep reading. We're back? All right, hell yeah, we're back. We're back, brothers and sisters. Let's keep reading. You found my place? Found my place? Okay, we're back, and we can resume our recording. Yeah, I just skipped a second. Yeah, it was weird. It buffered on my end. There was a Kingdom of Silver which was originally ruled by the Giant King's court and later came under its jurisdiction. Kingdom of Silver. Emlyn White thought for a while and said, Lord Baron, is there anything more specific? Waymini looked up at him, smiled, and said reminiscently, the Kingdom of Silver had a rather special position in the Giant King's court. They didn't directly believe in the Giant King Armir, and instead they believed in the Giant King's... Okay, we're getting big, Lord Drop. Oh, I gotta catch up with my notes. I'm like at 440. I'm almost caught up with my notes. All right, we're like only 80 chapters behind, so I can catch up soon. Because, oh my god, more info dumps. Waymini looked up at him, smiled, and said reminiscently, the Kingdom of Silver had a rather special position in the Giant King's court. They didn't directly believe in the Giant King Armir, and instead they believe in the Giant King's court's queen, Omebella? City of Generosity, Babin Dock, Acid Lemon Street, Wind of Azure, and... Why are we... that was... Like, are we not going to get more on that? We're just going to... Like, Cuttlefish just does this whole lore drop and like, we don't got to come back to it. Like, we'll come back to it later. This freaking dude. Queen of the God, Omebella. Shit, dude. Queen of a God. What the fuck? And the Giant King's court queen. So, like, this was his king. Like, they didn't believe in giant... They didn't directly... It says right here. They did not directly believe in the Giant King Armir. And instead, they believed in the Giant King's court's queen. Fuck. Okay, Omebella. All right. City of Generosity, Bayman Dock area, Acid Lemon Street, Wind of Azure End. Klein stood at the corner of the street, undid the topaz pendant on his left wrist, and divined to ensure that there was no danger ahead. With that in mind, he strolled back to the end, went up to the third floor, and opened the door to the luxurious suite. He was sadly surprised to find Blazing the Nits already back, slumped in his sitting chair drinking. After a moment of consideration, Klein calmly asked, what time is it? Isn't there a clock? The Nits muttered. He looked at the wall opposite him and read on the time. 3:40 p.m. Before he finished his sentence, the Nits suddenly came to his senses, sat up straight, and laughed dryly. I've gone to the places I can get information from and asked the people I can ask. There's no need to stay outside any longer. It will increase the risk of exposure and affect your hunting plan. Klein... It's gonna be good, dude. Klein found a chair and sat down, and he expressively said, "Tell me what happened. What problems could there be? Although I'm mainly an adventurer who hunts treasure, I've also a qualified part-time pirate." The Nitz felt that his abilities had been insulted. After being swept by German Sparrow with a cold glance, he smiled and gave a brief overview of the places he went, the people he met, and the news he had heard from the morning afternoon. Yo, yo, yo. Dude, it's getting so good, dude. Oh, it's getting so good unhinged. Hearing the Nitz side that the captain of the ghost ship named Alger knew about Banshee Harbor, Klein suddenly wanted to frown. With Mr. Hangman's relationship with the Church of Storms, even before I controlled the world and actively mentioned it, he didn't know about the anomaly at Banshee Harbor, so how could this Alger have known? Is he some powerhouse of higher standing in the Church of Storms who disguised as a pirate? Oh, and now Klein's speculating, like, why would he know? Or someone who has some sort of relationship with the heretics in Banshee Harbor, huh? Mr. Hangman has been active in the surrounding seas, so there's a possibility that it's him. Klein's heart stirred as he recalled the characteristics of the Hangman. Oh, that's so good, dude. Yo, take care of your username. Don't worry, the video's gonna go up right away. How do you hate as well? Has Holger died yet? No, he hasn't died yet, and he will never die unhinged. Above the gray fog, although he couldn't clearly see the other members' appearance, it was still obvious as to whether they were men or women and their hair and color was. Klein raised his hand to stop the Nitz from speaking. He said in a low voice, "Very messy hair, dark blue in color. You know him. That guy isn't simple." The Nitz side, as expected. I really didn't expect to meet him so easily. Klein didn't respond. Instead, he leaned forward and said, "Continue." Without thinking too much into it, the Nitz gave a general description of what had happened afterward and explained to himself. As you know, no one can be sure when they'll get anything when trying to get information. After finding everyone who could be found, the only thing one can do is wait patiently. This will definitely take a while. No, it's going to be a good team up. There's another solution that doesn't require waiting. Klein deliberately sat in the flat tone. What solution? The Nitz asked in surprise. Klein nudged his gold-rimmed glasses and the corner of his mouth curved in a smile. Use bait. Bait? The Nitz looked at him momentarily puzzled. In just a second, he had come to a sentence. Only he could be the bait. As for fishing for the enemy, no one cared if the bait was actually swallowed or not. Only one cared if the prey could be pulled out. Simply put, bait was a highly risky species. Huh, that's not a great solution. Yeah, that's what my intuition tells me. I should be able to gain something from the Red Theater. I'll go over there to take a look. The Nitz took his coat and eagerly rushed out the door. Klein originally wanted to tell far behind blazing sun, as if he can find any clues, but suddenly he heard layers of illusionary prayers. It came from a man. Klein paused thoughtfully and turned into the washroom. 10 seconds later, he appeared above the gray fog. He saw the crimson star representing the Hangman constantly burgeoning and shrinking. As expected, Klein sat down, leaned back in his chair, and emanated his spirituality. The voice of the Hangman became clearer. Honorable Mr. Fool, I'm currently investigating a key related to Vice Admiral Iceberg. I made blazing the Nitz at a casino and learned that he was a witness at the anomaly in the Banshee Harbor. I also learned that he plans to join forces with a powerful figure to deal with Steel Mavedi. He's like, go team up with him. I suspect that blazing the Nitz is working with your blessed, so I've prayed to you. Damn, Augur picked up on that so fast, dude. I suspect that blazing the Nitz is working with your blessed, so I've prayed to you. If this is indeed the case, if he wishes to receive a certain degree of assistance, I can be of some help? Shut the fuck up, dude. Mr. Hangman has indeed guessed Gerben Sparrow's identity. He likely only had his suspicions, but he successfully obtained verification by inquiring about Banshee Harbor from the Nitz. This is also good. With the help of an experienced local, the plan to hunt Steel Mavedi will be much smoother. Unless it directly affects the Fool, there's no meaning for the Hangman to entrap a blessed. Judging from his expression and attitude, he doesn't have any suspicions towards the Fool yet. I didn't leave any loopholes. Klein's thoughts raced and he quickly made his decision. After making a divination, he conjured the world and converted the dummy with a fog. He placed him in a praying stance and answered solemnly, Honorable Mr. Fool, I am in need of some assistance. After finishing this scene, Klein threw the voice along with the scene into the crimson star symbolizing the Hangman. Oh, stop. Why is this chapter called Meeting, dude? Oh, it's gonna be such a good encounter, dude. Oh my goodness. They're actually gonna meet each other in real life. Damn. It's gonna be so fucking good, dude. It's gonna be so fucking good. Oh, it's gonna be so fucking sick. Alright, let's do this fucking timestamp, man. We gotta read this shit quickly. Let's fucking go. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Alright, wait, hold up. Before we forget, bro. I can only stream until the end of this hour, maybe a little bit more. So, dude, I'm hoping we get this encounter set up and then the fight gets set up for tomorrow's stream. The chapters are so hot, dude. These chapters are so fucking good, man. It is so fucking sick. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Zero stalling. We can read like 2 more chapters if we lock in. Chapter 524 is called Meeting. 5 p.m. Olive Tree Avenue, Palms Divination Lodge. I gotta raise the volume up a little bit more. I'm getting a little too excited. Let's keep reading, dude. Alger Wilson pushed open a round wooden door with pans of glass situated above it, and he entered the cafe that had a mysticism theme. He ordered a cup of Fermo coffee from the Potts Valley of the Star Highlands of the southern continent. He took out the tarot cards he had bought earlier and placed it beside him. Oh, shit. That's why he bought tarot cards. So he already knew he was a blessed from the beginning. So he bought the tarot cards, and he's going to put the tarot cards next to him. So when he meets Gurman is going to, like, grab the fool and be like, hey, how's it going? Oh, it's going to be so sick. Oh, this is such a good volume. Hands down, this is, like, the best setup for the volume so far. This is literally, like, the strongest start to a volume. I love how, like, fast-paced it's getting. It's so freaking goated, dude. Alger Wilson... Oh, wait, I just read this. Hold up. And his hands... Oh, my God. Hold up. Enter to Kevin Mystical Themes. He ordered a cup of Fermo coffee from the past... I can't read, bro. Holy shit, dude. I am stuttering way too much. My eyesight is going all over the place. I'm losing my place. He took out the tarot cards he had bought earlier and placed it beside him. The top card was the Hanged Man. Oh, shit, dude. Which one is Gurman Sparrow gonna take? The top card was a Hanged Man depicting an angel hanging upside down with his hands tied behind his back. This is so sick. Too excited, we understand. My fucking eyesight are doing this right now. It's like I can't even focus. Oh shit. The top card was a hangman depicting an angel hanging upside down with his hands tied behind his back. Unlike the morning, he had changed into a dark classical robe and wearing clergyman beretta like a warlock or a magician from folklore. After taking in a silent breath, Olger slowly sipped his coffee. He didn't show any anxiety from waiting. Oh man, he's keeping him waiting. Oh, this is so cool, dude. After about 5 or 6 minutes, the thick brown wooden door opened again, and a young man in a black tweed coat and a half-top... I have the biggest smile on me right now, dude. And a young man in a black tweed coat and a half-top hat came in. I'm getting emotional. I'm getting teary-eyed. This is so fucking sick, dude. The gentleman's appearance wasn't even 30 years of age. His face was thin and angular. He had both a mature and gloomy temperament. It was none other than Clyde, who had silently modified his appearance and changed his persona. Holy shit, dude, it's finally happening. It took fucking 5 chapters, but he's finally meeting a Terror Club member in the flesh, dude. Oh, he modified his appearance and changed his persona. He wasn't wearing his gold-rimmed glasses, but his eyesight was unaffected. With a casual sweep of his eyes, his gaze landed on Olger's dark blue sideburns. Klein looked down and saw the hangman card placed face up on the desk. Without a word, he walked over, took off his hat, sat down opposite of Olger. He said with a grim smile, "I like to have a divination." Oh, shit. As he spoke, he had already taken in the appearance of the most senior member of the Terror Club. Deep facial features, rough outline with a clear, weathered look. It's obvious he was a person adept at fighting and is often outdoors. His skin is bronze in color, but it differs from that of the natives. He's like the rest of the pure Lowness, being battered by the elements for their years, but the dark blue hair is more peculiar, something that doesn't belong to Lowen. It's closer to the colonists of Desi Bay who live in the Berserk Sea region. Mixed blood. Klein made his judgment. Oh, shit, dude. This is the meeting of the century right here. Oh, shit. Odger looked at the gentleman and crossed him slowly, superimposing his image with that of the world. Then he pushed out the tarot card and said in a low voice, "This requires you to shuffle and cut your own cards." And now they fight. I don't know what kind of fanfics you guys are reading. I don't think we're there yet. This requires you to shuffle and cut your own cards. Clayton reached out and picked them up, spreading them fully to take them in. Following that, he gathered them together and did a reshuffle. He cut the cards continuously, took out 3 cards and placed them in an arrangement of past, present, and future. Clyde slowly leaned back, but he turned over to the middle. Hold up, I can't stutter right now. But he turned over the metal tarot club with his right hand. It showed a naked woman wearing only a pure silver scarf surrounded by the green reef like a door. This was the world. Number 21, number 22, returning to 0, symbolizing the full. This is so sick. Dude, this is getting so spicy. How should I interpret this? Klein asked deliberately. Although the hangman hadn't explicitly mentioned the fool was the blessed of the fool, Klein didn't think it was necessary to hope otherwise. He felt that being honest about it aided in establishing his image. If Alger hadn't guessed it, then it was an act of being open and confident. If Alger already knew about the matter, it would make the world appear at ease, as if everything was within his grasp. He knows... I know. He already believes that I've guessed it before raising the top. Fucking Alger, dude. He knows I know. He already believes that I've guessed it before raising the topic above the Great Fog. Impressive. Alger's heart skipped a beat as he replied at the moderate pace. It's inverted. It means that things will fail due to a lack of preparation. What kind of preparations are needed? The biggest Alger's like, oh, he knows I know. This is so sick, dude. This is such a cool-ass conversation. What kind of preparations are needed? Klein thoughtfully nodded and asked. Alger took back all the tarot cards above the world and skillfully reshuffled and cut the cards. Then he flipped open the top card. It was a Hierophant? I cannot pronounce that word. Hierophant. Alger's voice remained deep and low. You need advice. You need the help of a faith in religion to avoid going down the wrong path. Without waiting for Klein to speak, he followed the sequence and turned over the second card. One on it was the moon, which overlooked the land. You will be confused, you will be exhausted, and you will be wandering in your dreams, but this is only temporarily. Next, Alger handed over a third card. It was the sun. Ooh, look at that. Everything shall pass, and the light will shine upon the land. He spoke like a charlatan. Klein remained silent for a few seconds, then seemingly asked for confirmation. Church, dream, sun. A hint of a smile spread across Alger's face. He nodded slightly and said, that's right. He had hidden hints for the follow-up plan during the tarot divination. In fact, in a situation where he had no skin in the matter and wasn't even noticed, there was no need to be so tactful. He couldn't describe the things in detail directly, but Alger felt that he still needed to test out a bless like the world. He wanted to know if he was smart enough rather than relying on his strength. If their intelligence were on the same level, Alger felt that they could cooperate more in the future. There was no need to talk too much between smart people. On the contrary, he would try not to involve the world in his own affairs. He would only ask for help when he needed a helper, unless Mr. Fool had other orders. Now the world's response in previous performances had confirmed that he was sly, vicious, and experienced. Huh. I'm a tarot card expert. On such matters, Mr. Hangman, you're just a rookie? Klein secretly laughed, belittling him inwardly. This is so sick, dude. He knows that I know, and I know he knows. Like, he knows I know, you know that I know. You know? Shit, dude. The message hidden in the hangman's interpretation was very simple. The Hierophant meant that he wanted to inform the Church of Stars about blazing the nits and steel Maveti, and then use the power of the mandated punchers to divine the enemy and reap the benefits. This was something Klein often used, so there was no definitely an understanding. The moon and the sun cards which followed were a reminder and warning from the hangman. Since the mandated punchers were involved, a certain amount of caution had to be taken. According to Alger's expression, his colleagues in Bayam would definitely use a sealed artifact that could force many people within its range to fall into a dream. When dealing with similar issues, Maveti's characteristics meant that there had been a specific item in the sun domain which targeted him. I'm immune to dreams, so I'm not afraid of the sun. And Klein reached out his hand and half-turned the inverted the world card, turning it into the proper position, meaning that this plan was feasible and that he would make preparations. Alger raised his head and took a deep breath. The master here specializes in aromatherapy. Klein is playing... We're having an amazing day on Hinged. I can't read this word though. The master here specializes in aromatherapy. She can use the fragrances of different essential oils, extra incenses, and flower essences to treat the corresponding emotional problems and pacify the restless mind. Do you want to try it? Using the contact point of Amirius Avenue, Klein smiled in response. Okay. Music sounds kind of loud. The two of them looked at each other as they remained motionless. They stopped talking about the aromatherapy. I cannot read that word, though we'll use Google Translate anymore, as both of them already had everything laid out. Klein didn't stay any longer than necessary. He took out his pocket watch, looked at it, and slowly stood up. Alger wiped away his smile, pressed his hands to his chest, and slightly bowed. Let us praise God. All divination outcomes comes from his revelation. Oh, you even know how to express your loyalty. Klein tried to hold back his laughter as he replied seriously, intimidating Alger. Let us praise God. He took... you mean praise the fool, right? He took 2 steps away, then suddenly stopped and looked back at Alger, chuckling as he put on his hat. Frankly, you aren't suitable for that type of attire. Ah, Alger couldn't keep up with Mr. World's train of thought. Frankly, you aren't suitable for that type of attire. Ah, Alger couldn't keep up with Mr. World's train of thought. When Klein had left the themed coffee shop, Alger retracted his gaze and looked at the mirror in the corner and took a good look of himself. He's like, shit, did I make a bad impression? Initially, he didn't think there was anything wrong with wearing that. However, after the world's remark, he found it more inconsistent. The more he looked... Is he just feeling insecure? He found it more inconsistent the more he looked at himself. Finally, he understood why he had said that. A fellow who looked boorish and hardened, one appearing capable of summoning 100 sailors at any time to beat up his opponent, bringing out an axe and chopping them into pieces, really shouldn't be wearing such a mysterious classical warlock robe. It made him bearing somewhat abnormal. Such a funny outfit. Cathedral of Waves. Yeah, I guess that outfit doesn't fit him. Alger, who had changed back into his... So wait, he tried to dress like flashy to impress him? And I was like, I should change back. Alger, who had changed back into his original clothes, kept a low profile and followed the worshippers into the hall. He took advantage of the act of making a confession in the order to meet the bishop. Chojo threw the priest in charge. After saluting, he went straight into the point. I met Blazing the Nits, who claims that the key that Vice Admiral Isaac possesses has nothing to do with Death's treasure, and that they are even willing to sell it. He entrusted me with a mission to take the note of Steel Mavetti's whereabouts. Apparently, he was injured by this second mate of the Admiral Blood, and is in a rush to escape from his pursuit. Your Excellency, I wish to leak this news, making Steel Mavetti and his subordinates successful in cornering Blazing the Nits, and I wish to use this opportunity to catch them all or to execute them on the spot, or a farming field. Alger lost like 5 aura points. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he tried. He was a little too flashy. This will be able to effectively keep the arrogance of the pirates in check. Chojo revealed a look of approbation. Very good. The way you do things is better than I expected. Alger replied with a look of humility. This all stems from the Lord's guidance and also from your teachings. In the evening, I'll find a suitable target to leak this news to. If I come to pray again, it will indicate that Steel Mavetti temporarily isn't taking action. If I do not appear, it means that I might be restrained by him or his subordinates to prevent any news from leaking. This means that they have fallen for the trap. Damn, he's good, dude. After giving details of the location and other matters, Alger returned to the confessional and left as usual. 7:15 p.m. Amirius Leaf Bar. Okay. Alger, wearing a pair of baggy pants and a het towel wrapped around his dark blue hair, stood by a boxing ring and held a glass of Lanti Proof in his hand. With a mocking expression on his face, he looked at the 2 contestants with bruises all over. Soon he noticed his target had entered the room and he was heading straight for the bar. I'm sorry, is he going to spar against Mr. German Sparrow? Are they going to do like a quick spar? After a while, he sat down next... Wait. Soon he noticed his target. Oh, his target had entered the room and was heading straight for the bar counter. After a while, he sat down next to the thin man and said with a chuckle, I heard that Steel has arrived in Bayam. The man tilted his head in alarm and replied with a fake smile. Why don't I know about it? Is that so? It looks like Blazing the Nits fooled me. Alger smacked the bar counter and drank a mouthful of alcohol. Blazing the Nits. The man's eyes lit up as he asked hesitantly, yes, that's him. Alger gritted his teeth. I met him this morning at the Golden Coin Casino. This damn fellow claimed that Steel Mavetti was in Bayam. Phew, how dare he lie to me? That sweaty, thin man's eyes darted around without interrupting. Damn, this is really good bait. He tried his best. And he failed miserably. He's like, I should change back. He finished listening quietly, stood up and chuckled. I forgot to have something to do. We should have a game of cards another time. He patted Alger on the shoulder and in a seemingly unhurried manner. Ooh, dude, this is really good bait. Left the bar in a hurry. Alger held a glass of alcohol, half turned to look at his back. His eyes appeared deep and gloomy, and there were no signs of a smile at the corner of his mouth. Oh shit, he's locked in. We finished the chapter. Oh my god, he's locked in. Oh, ooh, he's locked in. All right, let's see if we can do one more chapter, dude. All right, this is really fucking good. This is really fucking good. So fucking sick. All right, I'm gonna do my timestamp. Why am I looking down here? Why am I looking at the time? I need to look at my timestamp. I'm dumb. 1 hour 30 1:17:35. Holy shit, man. Dude, what should we what are we titling the video, by the way? 5:25 is a good place to stop. 5:26? Well, we can read one more. That's a good stopping point. If you guys think that's a good stopping point, we can stop there. Yeah, if you guys think that's a good stopping point, yeah, because I was trying to finish stream at the end of the hour. But if that's a good stopping point, we can stop there. Because it looks like we're going to get into a fight. It's going to be good. Oh, it's going to be good. Yeah, you can read one more if you want. Fuck it, let's read one more. I want to read one more. I know. I actually want to read one more. Let's read one more. Let's read one more. Yeah, we'll read one more. All right, chapter 526. I did not update this for like 2 chapters because I got way too excited. That's actually kind of funny. It's called Dream of Eternity. The roasted archipelago of the Loans Kingdom governing branch in the Centro-Sonia Sea. Similarly, it was a key diocese of the Church of Storms, and a high-ranking decon who was part of the Council of Cardinals permanently stationed here. Of course, even in pirate, the level admirals might not be able to stir such a powerful figure into action, much less when it's dealt with a second mate and boatswain. As a result, it was left to Deccan Cordoba Roy, who happily accepted the order and led 2 mandated puncher teams to activate sealed artifact 237-2166. They lay in the ambush at a distance from 15 Amiris Avenue in order to be absolutely safe. From Corboa Roy's perspective, a team of mandated punchers with 2 sealed artifacts was enough to deal with a group of pirates consisting of steel blazing dinets. But the latter's intentions of keeping an eye on his pursuers' whereabouts caused him to worry. Instinctively, he felt that there was a problem, so he called for an additional team of mandated punchers. Are you on the right chapter? Yeah, Dream of Eternity, 526. Man, 7 months and Easy is only on chapter 56. Oh, that's so funny. I was like, I thought you guys were trolling me. Yeah, my bad. I lost my place. They lay in the ambush at a distance from... Oh, shit. They lay in an ambush at a distance from 15 Amiris Avenue in order to abolish safely. You should be on 520... No, we read 5... Wait. Wait, good catch. 524's meeting. Oh, wait. No, yeah. Holy shit, we almost skipped a chapter. Oh my goodness, never have I ever. Let's fix that. Yeah, hold up. What the fuck? How the fuck did I scroll down a whole chapter? How the fuck did I scroll down 7 pages, dude? That makes no sense. Oh, shit. Hold up. Yeah, let me fix this. Oh, that's so trippy. Good thing... Well, shit, man. Well, now we know they're lying in wait. Son of a bitch. Well, now we know they fell for the bait. But let's see how we led up to that point. We would never troll you. We don't associate with Unhinged, of course. No, yeah, wait. You guys were actually telling the truth. Yeah. I think you were on the wrong chapter. When D was saying you were on the wrong chapter, I thought he meant because I typed 56. I was scared for a sec. Now you gotta fix the chapter. Oh shit, yeah, hold up. Now we actually do have to skip it. I was like, how the fuck did I skip a chapter? No, I was like, no, I've been on it. Yeah, okay, hold up. Oof, that was a little scuffed. Damn. All right, now we're good. Okay, now we're on the chapter where we should be. Yeah, well, all right. Now we're good. I can't believe we're starting to read 526. This never happened before. All right, this chapter is called The Calm Squall. Squall? Squall? Like from FF8? Squall Lionheart? Looking up at the wall clock and seeing that it was past 8 o'clock, Oliver put down his glass mug of alcohol and pushed his way through the drunkards into the street. That the roasted archipelago was rich in coal, Bayham was like the mainland cities of the backland in Prince Harbor. Its streets were linened with tall black lamp posts, and the lights of the burning gas diffused through the metal grill illuminating the relatively clean streets. Oliver pulled off his headscarf and slowly turned into the side city. At a dead end in the alley, he could smell the scent of urine mixed with alcohol. Although the Amiris Leaf Bar had a bathroom, it clearly wasn't enough for the customers during peak periods. Some of the drunks who couldn't hold it could only find a secluded place to relieve themselves. The red moonlight penetrated the clouds and shone into the alley. While Oliver was still considering whether he should put on a more convenient act, a firm and preventing voice came from behind him. Did you purposely leak the information about Blazing to us? He's not stupid, Oliver muttered to himself as he slowly turned around, as though preparing for a surprise attack. 7 or 8 steps away, he saw a figure leaning against the wall. The figure was about 1.78 meters in height, and it wore a boat-shaped hat. Its face was that sharp, and it wore a look of aggression. He had a lock of black hair hanging down. Who is this? This would be Squall, right? Why did you believe me? My reverse psychology didn't work. He had a lock of black hair hanging down, half obscuring the dark green eyes of his left side, which often his own coldness. Even though there was often quite a difference between a wanted poster and a person in question, many famous parts didn't even don disguises as they wandered the city. And as an outsider, no, I'm reading that wrong. Let me lower the volume. And as an insider of the church, Alger had seen many almost photographic portraits drawn with rituals and had participated in private conversations. He was still able to successfully link the person in front of him to a name on the bounty notice. He didn't express this point and deliberately hesitated before asking, Calm Squall. He was a chief helper of Steel Mavedi, a beyonder who was good at controlling his emotions and thinking calmly. But he was also inhuman and had a 1,500... That's a high bounty. 1,500 pounds rewards offered for him. The man pulled at his black trench coat and revealed an empty smile. Can I deny that? Well, probably not. Just like how you can deny that you deliberately mentioned blazing to Omaru. He's not someone who enjoys using his brain, the complete opposite of me. I never thought of lying. I only wish to obtain some payment for the news you received from me. Between Blazing, who's alone, and Steel, who had so many helpers, anyone with a brain would know which to choose. Of course, I wish that you keep it a secret. I don't want to be pursued by Vice Admiral Iceberg, Alger replied frankly. Squall nodded to his head leisurely and said, Tell me about the specifics. Just like I mentioned before, I bumped into and recognized Blazing at the Gold Coin Casino. He entrusted me to take note of Steel's whereabouts. Heh. It seems like he wishes to launch a counterattack, Alger said with a scoff. We agreed upon a point of contact. I believe the intelligence worth is at least 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds? Like, damn, 1,000? Look up at the Crimson Moon. Are you dreaming? Squall scoffed. This might be a trap. Do you understand that? Blazing might very well have found helpers, which is why he dares to seek us out. It is not for me to judge whether it's a trap or not. 500 pounds, less than that, and I'd rather pretend that nothing has happened. Damn, look at him, dude. Only half of our 3K pound. You mean only half of our 3K pounder made? You are right, Paul. You are true. Our servant, not our servant, our butler, not our servant. Our butler has a higher bounty. Like, come on, man. Who is this dude, Squall? Like, he thinks he's like Squall from Final Fantasy. Get out of here. If it's not for me to judge whether it's a trap or not, 500 pounds, less than that, and I'd rather pretend nothing has happened. Alger attempted to argue on the basis and reason for the reward. Damn, we went from 1,000 to 300 pounds. 300 pounds, you have to follow me somewhere and stay there for some time. It's to prevent you from selling this piece of news to others and spoiling our plans. We'll pay you when we capture Blazing with the intelligence provided or have his spirit channeled. Don't worry, food, alcohol, and bed will all be free. Regardless, you lucked out. If there are any accidents that had resulted from you, I believe you'll know the outcome. Squall suggested with a tone which didn't allow his refusal. Sure enough, just as I expected, with my background being unknown and with me not being too dangerous, the possibility of them choosing temporary detention is much higher than silencing me. However, I've also made preparations for a worst-case scenario. As long as I'm not too careless, escaping isn't a problem. Alger deliberately acted like he was in a dilemma, and he said, no more than 2 days or my crew will leave my ship. I'll inform them if it exceeds 2 days. At some point in time, a sharp scalpel had appeared in Squall's palm, and he was making it jump and spin in an acrobat. After Alger described in detail the point of contact at 15 Amiris Avenue and the corresponding communication methods, Squall didn't speak further. He turned around and let Alger and they turned at every corner, and they arrived in an unknown street before entering a nondescript house. Long time no see, blue-haired captain of a ghost ship. The door was opened by an old man with a hair that had more white than black. He was dressed as a local and wore a pair of baggy pantaloons. Old Quinn. I'm sorry, do we know Old Quinn? You really are the intelligence officer of the Admiral Blood, Alger deliberately said in astonishment. Old Quinn chuckled and said, there's always some truth to rumors. Would you imagine to be fake might as well be real. He didn't switch out the gas walls, but he carried a silver candle lamp in his hand. He guided Alger and Squall through the dark hall into the spacious window basement. Alright, gotta go. Gotta finish writing my note. You go do that, Unhinged. Don't worry, the video will be up right away. I got you guys. He didn't switch on the gas wall, but he carried a silver candle lamp in his hand, and he held Alger and Squall through the dark hall into a spacious, windowless basement. You'll stay here for a while. My friends and I will be in charge of watching you and also provide you with alcohol and food. Old Quim said with a laugh. To short sincerity, we're not going to disarm you. Alger took the initiative to walk to the low bed in the basement. Old Quinn closed a heavy stone door and locked it behind him. Squall didn't linger on, but hurried away, checking repeatedly to see if he was being followed. After changing to a rental carriage, he came to a lone enclave in Bayham. It was a residential area of the upper class. As he entered the garden bungalow, Squall said Mavedi sitting on his sofa in the living room, waiting for him. The others were either lying, standing, or sitting on the semicircle with puppets and zombies acting as guards around them. Steel lips were thick, his skin swarthy, his hair was curled up like steel balls often seen in factories. Is the intel reliable? The muscles on his arms trembled, exuding vibes of tremendous strength. However, his entire being emanated a cold and sinister feeling, as if he wasn't a living creature. Squall nodded. He's a pirate captain who serves money. I've already detained him at Old Quint's place. If there really is a problem, he definitely won't be able to leave this place alive. I think he knows this very well. At this point, Squall revealed a cold smile. However, we still have to be wary of any accidents. This might be a trap set up by your blazing. Do you have any idea? Mavedi asked directly. The first thing he saw was a pirate lying on a couch. He was wearing a brown local tunic and twirling a yellowish-brown straw with his fingers. This was Mavedi's deputy of this round of operations. He was in the captain of the 6th ship, which lost in the battle of Vice Admiral Dusk. Blood Brambules, Hendry. He had a bound of 3,800. What's his name? Lost in the bat. Wait, he was the captain of the 6th ship, which was lost in the battle of Vice Admiral Dusk. Blood Brambles, Hendry. So it's Hendry. He had a bounty of 3,800 pounds. It's clear that the Squalls had a plan. Hendry used his straw hat to cover his pale face. Squall chuckled and said, "Didn't the adventurer John Smith send Mordor to join us undercover? Let's deliberately leak the news to him, making him think that we're still waiting for help and that we can only take action the day after tomorrow, 3 days later." Those bunch of greedy adventurers definitely wouldn't let Blazing off. They'll definitely fall over themselves for him. When the time comes, we can find a spot, watch the show. If there are any accidents, they'll be the ones bearing the brunt of things. If everything is successful, we can also call them. Alright, still Mavedi's eyeball slightly moved, radiating intense bloodthirst. In the early hours of the morning, everything was ready. Blood, Brambules, Hendry brought a leather suitcase over and took out a peacock blue carpet and slowly spread it out in front of him. There were many mysterious patterns on it and had a non-human flavor to it. Mavedi, Squall, and 2 other Beyonders, as well as 8 zombies and puppets, took their place on it. Hendry was the last to step in. Closing his eyes halfway, he recited a single word in his Elvish flight. The peacock blue carpet tightened suddenly and floated upwards. The peacock blue carpet? What the fuck? Okay. Tightened suddenly and floated upwards, lifting I feel like I'm reading Aladdin over here. It's like the flying carpet. Lifting everyone up from the ground and into the air as they flew towards the Mirror's Avenue. Literally like Aladdin. What the fuck? They have a flying carpet. During this process, Henry pulled out a black handkerchief and shook his wrist, turning it into the night sky, which I cannot read! I'm getting too excited, which magically covered all the traces under the moonlight. In about 7 to 8 minutes, they arrived in an area around 20 Amiris Avenue. Diagonally across them was a targeted house. They didn't move forward. Instead, they let the flying carpet hover silently in front of the crown of a thick tree as they lay prone to observe the situation. These bunch of greedy adventurers definitely wouldn't let Blazing off. They definitely fall over themselves for him. When the time comes, we can find a spot to watch the show. If there are any accidents, they'll be the ones bearing the brunt of things. If everything is successful, we can also call them. Alright, still Mavedi's eyeball. I just read this. No. Alright, still... No. Yes. What the... I'm literally stuck in a loop. I just read this. They didn't move forward. Instead, they let the flying carpet hover silently in front of the crown of a thick tree as they lay prone to observe the situation. Time passed second by second, and Hendry studied the mystical item. There was no signs of a lack of spirituality. The night slowly passed, and the horizon was suffused with a faint red glow. The sun was about to rise, and the gang of pirates led Steel Mavedi began their preparations to find another suitable spot for daytime surveillance. At this moment, a finger nimbly moved across the rooftops with his back bent, arriving above 15 Amiris Avenue. He wore a black coat, his eyebrows yellow, and his eyes dark blue. His facial features and contours were relatively soft. It was none other than Blazing the Nits. The Nits looked around cautiously for a moment, then climbed up the raised chimney, pushed his hand through it, and slid down. He's really here. Steel Mavedi, Blood, Brambles, Dude, there are way too many people going up against them. Holy shit. He's really here. Steel Mavedi, Blood, Brambles, Henry, Squall, and like the company. Like, so however many people showed up with them. And company felt their spirits lift at the same time. Oh, shit, dude. At this moment, several figures sprang up from the chimneys and periphery units 13, 14, 17. They rushed over with fast and potent stances, either breaking the windows, kicking doors open, or using the chimney to rush into Unit 15 from different positions. Oh, that's such a good stopping point. Oh my god. Tomorrow's stream is going to be so sick because it's called Dream of Eternity. Oh, it's going to be so good, dude. It's going to be so fucking good. Let me do my timestamp. 1 hour... 30 minutes, 51 seconds. Overall thoughts. It's gonna be good. Yeah, tomorrow's stream is gonna go crazy. My bad. No, it's okay. I don't know. I didn't read anything. It is, but he doesn't know the other name you told. Tomorrow, Gurman joins the hunt. It's really good. This was a damn good point to stop. Look, this is exactly what's gonna happen tomorrow. Let me go back to that. Where was that clip I literally just played? I literally closed it. Why would I close it? Why would I close it? This is exactly what's gonna happen tomorrow. Literally tomorrow, when the fighting starts, it's gonna start with this phrase. This is gonna be Klein. When he walks in,
Gammon joins the hunt.
wow. It's gonna be so sick, dude. He's gonna join in, and just to hype you guys up, we're gonna be playing this song tomorrow. This is gonna be our fight music tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna be good. This was a damn good stopping point. I can't believe Olger and Klein finally saw each other face to face. It was so good. This is gonna be such a good fight tomorrow. I'm so hyped. Oh, I'm so hyped. Such a goated chapter. This was such a good... Oh my god. This was such a good read-through. This song is so good. Oh, it's good. It's going to be such a good fight. We're going to be listening to this during the fight. I can already see it. It's going to be... Olger is going to somehow join the fight with the Nitz and Gurman. And then Klein is going to team up with Olger. But then Olger's not going to know who Klein is until, like, the end of the series. And he's like, wait a second. Like, the Fool was actually the world this entire time. But wait, does that mean the Fool was actually Gurman Sparrow the whole time? Like, my new friend from Volume 3? And then he's going to realize, wait, it's Klein. Because then, like, he's going to reveal who Klein is at the end of the series. And then he's going to develop this beautiful brotherly friendship with him. Oh, it's going to hit so good. It's going to hit so good. Oh, it's going to be so sick. I think we're just going to end it there. I'm getting so lightheaded. Just speculating how the relationship is going to, like, develop in, like, the next, like, 1,000 chapters. And because of that, quick announcement. We are 36.68% done with Lord of Mysteries. The hype is getting to you. It is getting to me. I would keep streaming, but I got to be out in the next hour. And I got to go start meal prepping my food for tomorrow and onwards. And I'm going to spend time with Miss Easy Geeky. But we're going to end it there. It was really hype. I need to get one new item in Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm going to do that off stream. Just hope it doesn't end up like Leonard X Klein versus Jason stream. Dude, if that happens, again, I'll be so mad. Well, you know what? I hyped myself like a lot at the beginning of the stream, and it paid off. Next stream will be awesome. It's going to be legendary. I'm going to see you guys there tomorrow. So thank you guys for joining. I had an amazing stream with you guys. Thank you to all our new members. Thank you to the donations. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything from the bottom of my heart. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Have a beautiful day. All right. Later, guys.